Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show tonight. If you're new, you've got Anthony Pruitt here at the Patriots Corner on YouTube. Let me get signed into chat here for everybody. Here we go. Welcome, everyone. Yeah, everybody, let me know where you're from. We're going to be interacting tonight a little bit, so get your typing thumbs ready or your keyboard ready. I kind of lied and said that I didn't have any slides to show you, but I actually put together just a few. Nothing crazy, just some good talking points for tonight. Man, Texas, Wisconsin, Missouri, Louisiana, North Carolina, Kentucky. Yeah, it is flooded here in Kentucky. Um, what's wild is everybody's talking about the whole Kim Clement prophecy and the golden Trump statue that was revealed over CPAC. But has anybody paid attention to the rain? There was a part of Kim Clement's prophecy where he was actually directing. I believe he was directing this towards California. He said, "California, we're watching you," and they were in a drought. But he says, "Watch my call for rain." And guys, if it ain't rain cats and dogs over the last few days and flooded after all this snow melted and saturated the ground, and it's been bad. I actually went to. I'm hoping it's the new house. We haven't closed yet. I'm not trying to jinx it. It should be our new house. And when I was driving to it, some of the cornfields were actually had standing water in them. Not too far off the roads, but it looked stagnant. Just still. Literally got there in time to. It's an hour away from where we live now. If you're going, that's the long way. Same distance for me to work. It's kind of in the middle, but it was no more than a mile and a half away from the entrance to our neighborhood, and took me maybe 15, 20 minutes to just throw up some graspable handrails on the because they're made of 6x6s, so it's a VA loan. They're real picky with appraisals, and you're supposed to have a graspable rail. So I threw those up. By the time I got back out to that street, maybe a total of 20, 25 minutes, there was 150 yards of gushing water over the street. Had to turn around on some backcountry road and follow my way, the roundabout way, to get back to the highway. Sorry, guys, my mic is a little far away and I'm not talking real loud because I have twins that are asleep just next door to me. So I'll get close to the mic for you. How about that? Sorry. So, guys, I want to just kind of talk with you all tonight. I want to go through chat. I want to just kind of see what everybody's, got questions on. I've been slacking in comments here lately and Messenger, no doubt. So I wanted to talk with you guys, hit on some points, and just kind of see where the conversation leads us to for 30 minutes to an hour. So I'm going to kind of open the floor up to you guys. I'm going to try and pick out what I can and can't talk on and kind of be selective. So don't be mad at me if I don't get to you. There's no way I'd get to everybody anyways. So y'all throw up some subjects that y'all want to talk about. What's been on your mind? What are you curious about? What's got you stuck right now in this whole deal? I know there's a lot. So Alan says, I've heard the Supreme Court rejected Sidney Powell's cases in 2 states. Are there any other cases pending? I think it was yesterday. It was either yesterday or today. Sidney Powell actually went on, what's her name? He did an interview, or she did an interview today, and I think there were some other cases still to be seen, but she says she doesn't expect any different results. Okay, but here's what we've got to take into consideration. Okay, the Supreme Court falls under the federal government, right? So they're trying everything that they can to take care of this through every legal way. But a lot of us know that that's not going to happen. She doesn't even think it's going to happen. She clearly said it. She doesn't think that the Supreme Court's going to see any of this. Well, there's going to come a time where they're going to have to, and the Supreme Court is mentioned many times by 17. And if you don't know who 17 is, it's Q. Okay, not QAnon, not anything else but Q. So Q brings up the Supreme Court quite often, and it's actually one of the clues he gives that pretty much once the Supreme Court's not trusted and is not doing their job, then that's really the last line of defense for any type of constitutional legality when it comes to the federal government. Now, yes, Lisa, you're right. Time for the military to step in. It really is. Now, a lot of people may have not taken what Sidney Powell said today the same way I did, because she does kind of hint towards the fact that some of that left extremism has infiltrated its way into the military. And she may have hinted towards the fact that she didn't think that they were going to do anything about it. But here's the deal. Again, optics. Okay, again, she's not going to come on and be like, yep, no, I mean, the military's planning on it tomorrow or the next day or next week or whatever. So I took it as, yeah, I mean, surely it has. You know, it's creeped into everything, whether it be the military, whether it be in our schools, whether it be in the workplace. I mean, people have just become so numb, I guess, to the indoctrination of even their childhood going through school. You know, we're in a new generation now. I went through school probably at the precipice of all this leftist crap taking place. Okay, we still said the Pledge of Allegiance at school when I was in school. So I don't think that our military is compromised to the point that the brass, the people that really make the decisions, that send down the orders to be given to different sections of the military, people at the Pentagon, are compromised. They wouldn't even give Biden access to the Pentagon, okay? And as far as I know, he still hasn't been there. So don't take that for face value, okay? There's something that a lot of y'all are going to have to learn to do, and that's look through the front, okay? Read in between the lines. Don't take what's said so literally, because that's all you've ever done. That's all we've ever done, is taken everything literal that's been given to us over the television. That's the only source of information we have, and that's something that, gosh, I hope that we're being careful with, okay? Because it's easy to fall into and get comfortable and stop thinking for yourself, and we're in a revolution of that right now. What else we got here? Anything going to happen on March 4th, which is my birthday, would be awesome if things do happen. So here's the deal. I'm at a point, okay, and a lot of people are going to be like, ha, see, we got you. I'm at a point where I'm not going to give out dates. Okay, I can give you time frames. I can get things down pretty close. March 4th, I don't know. I mean, it would be nice and it would make sense. right? I mean, the inauguration day of the president based on the original Constitution of the United States. However, if it plays out that perfectly, awesome. But we'll just have to see. I mean, this could. Here's my opinion on this. Okay, we have until the 20th. I think it's the 20th. Yes, we have until March 20th. Okay, if the military is going to do anything, it has to be done by the 20th. Now, if we're assuming that Trump's in control of the military, right? Which I think most of us do. So things are going to happen quickly if they happen. I'm not going to say the 4th. I'm not going to say it's going to be the 10th, the 12th. Who knows? Okay? We can follow the clues. And Trump gave a lot of them yesterday at CPAC. Okay? But I'm not going to put dates on anything. It's not fair to you. I hate being wrong. I'm not in control of this operation. Okay? If I was, this would have been done a long time ago. Okay? I'm not as smart as Trump, and I'm not as 5D chess playing as Trump. I'm not that good. I would have gotten impatient just like all of us and went in and taken care of business at this point. So I'm not going to stick with dates. But I will say I think that something has to be done by the 20th. Otherwise, unless told otherwise by President Trump himself, the people are going to have to take this into their own hands. If it's not done by the 20th, that's how I truly feel, unless it comes from Trump himself. Scott McKay from a source said by March 27th. Now, here's the deal. I say March 20th. You know, I have heard as early as, or as late as early April. I mean, this was a month or two ago when things didn't pan out at first, that even upwards of early April, which would kind of pan out to a lot of things come Easter, right? A lot of posts and things that people have brought up and arguments people have made over Easter being significant. Now, again, all we can do is speculate at this point, follow the clues, follow the news, what's going on, and take a guess, I guess. I mean, that's what it feels like at this point. I'm with all of you, okay? I'm just as disappointed that things haven't happened up until now, as much as they have. Now, things are happening. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I know. Dates keep changing. Again, none of us are in control of this operation. All right? It's not on our time. It's on their time and God's time. That's it. So, I lost my place there. I kind of saw that post and went down a little rabbit hole. But I was saying that there's a ton of stuff going on right now. Matter of fact, I'm going to pull up just a couple things here. And trust me, guys, I'm going to scroll up through this and read what you're talking about, and we'll keep on. But I'm going to hit a few of these posts. There's our man. So check this out. I don't know if you can see that very well, but if you can't, Mitt Romney's got a huge black eye on the right side of his face. And if you haven't been keeping up with, I'll tell you this, go Google panda eyes. Okay? Go Google panda eyes if you don't know what this means. But is it coincidence that all these people that seem to be involved with a cabal, and Mitt Romney being one that was kind of maybe on the fence but definitely leaning that way, now gets his big fat shiner on his eye just like all the others? Have y'all not seen the pictures of how many famous people, politicians, slip and fall? Or, I mean, dude either shot a 12-gauge shotgun with a 3.5-inch Magnum slug and a scope on it without it on his shoulder, or somebody punched him in the eye. One of the two. All right? Like, you don't... I mean, I guess maybe he slipped and fell into the table. Come on. This isn't coincidence anymore. Here's a good one for you. This isn't really news, but this is just, this person's a PhD, and I think he gets it. This does not end with untested vaccine, microchips, and show me your antibody test checkpoints. This ends with a Nuremberg tribunal where pharma executives are prosecuted for crimes against humanity. I think you're right, sir. Your mind's definitely in the right place. Texas judge and 3 others arrested on 150 counts of voter fraud. That was today. A South Texas justice of the peace was arrested along with 3 other individuals who face 150 charges of voter fraud altogether. This was in Medina County. Justice of the Peace Thomas Ramirez. He was actually arrested on February 11th. So this is, guys, there's so much overt stuff going on right now that you're not even seeing, right? So a ton, like way more than you think there are. I mean, I'm talking about special operations units going in and taking care of business on some of these predators. Okay, answer me this. Anybody that's in chat right now, and you know who you are, you're usually a troll. Answer me this. If Biden's in control, why is the military, FBI, and other government agencies still cracking down so hard on the same people? And trust me, I get it, because if you don't, then you're blind, that Biden and his administration are actually trying to put sanctions on the laws that are actually allowing this stuff to happen. They don't want them going after child predators. Okay, why would they? It's interfering with business, right? It's interfering with the most lucrative business in the world, and that's child sex trafficking. Okay, so why, if Biden's in charge, is everybody else still operating as normal, taking care of business, arresting these people, exposing these people for what they are by the droves? By the droves. So explain that to me. You know, it doesn't make much sense to me that if Biden were in control and he didn't want all this happening so bad, that he would just tell his military to stop. That's his right as the commanding chief to quit. They're not listening to that dude. I'm telling you right now. I know if I were in the military, I wouldn't listen to any orders from that person ever. And for anybody that's in the military right now, I'm speaking to you as a veteran. You need to wake up if you think that he has any of your interest in mind or any of the country's interest in mind. And you took an oath. And I hope you know what unlawful orders are. And I hope that you know the right actions to take when you see an unlawful order or you're given an unlawful order. Keep that in mind, okay? Biden's health's declining fast. I'd say so. All that adrenochrome doesn't make any of them look very well. All right, let me scroll up here and see some of these questions I missed. I hear you, Rod. If 20 million people got together in a location, a lot of noise can be made. I'm just saying, that's the point I'm making, guys. And if you don't think that'll happen, if something's not done, we're not going 2 or 4 years. I'll promise you that. But if you don't think that people are going to mass together like here like rickety tick if stuff doesn't start happening, um, then you're too comfortable where you are, because there's a lot of people that are going to stand up. A whole lot. You think 2 million was a lot in Washington peacefully? What about 5 or 10 million that are done with peaceful? It wouldn't be pretty for them. Somebody asked me, Anthony, why the airstrike in Syria? I kind of touched on this the other night, and this is what I truly believe. Trump made that order, or at least the general surrounding him took that order, because Trump told Syria and warned them that he would take action on them. And like I said the other night, do you really think that Trump would allow Biden to let that slide by and not do anything about it? Um, no, I don't. I really don't. Now, if Biden did have somebody that took those orders and ran with them within the military, he's bombing all the wrong places. If any of y'all have listened to X22's report today, um, he goes into it a little bit deeper. But that's not how I really feel about it. I don't think Biden gave those orders. I think Trump gave those orders, and I think he was standing good on the promise that he made Syria, that if they didn't stop what they were doing, that he was going to retaliate, and that's exactly what he did. Because he's still got another 20 days. Well, call it 19 now, 19 and a half days of control over the military, just based on his executive order due to presidential transition. Gave him 60 days from the inauguration day. Thank you, Susie, for sending the transcript of the speech. I will go through it, and it does make it easier when it's written out, and you can really look for clues that way. Thank you. So the helis that I talked about earlier. So I've got a buddy. He's actually given me other information before, but he's prior military, still a contractor. He knows a lot of people within the military as well, even air traffic controllers. So I got good intel today that there were three. I want to say they were MH. What were they? Hold on, MH60s or SH60s. Nah, I can't remember. Let me go to my profile. Maybe. Yeah, I thought they were MH60s, but I think it ended up being SH60s. Over DC at an altitude of about 1,000 to 1,200 feet, and that there were three of them just around the Capitol. Now, I do know that there are some attachments around there, some Special Operation Command attachments over there. And here's the thing. I took that intel and I put it up, but there are call signs that are usually used when these SH or MH60s are either being used for like maritime rescue or something like that, and then when they're actually transporting individuals. And three of them were Nighthawk, and one of them was a Seahawk. So the Seahawks are usually the ones that are used. Their call signs for like a recovery team or something of that nature. So I'm not exactly sure what was going on, but there were 3 of them right around the White House today, and those are usually carried when carrying personnel or carrying special operations forces. That's what they're primarily used for, those and Ospreys. And evidently there were a few of those up in the air today as well. So, guys, there's a lot of covert action going on right now, and I still believe here very soon. Now, I mean, because here's the deal, guys. Everybody's coming out of the woodwork. Speaking of coming out of the woodwork, McEnany is coming back out for a speech. Her first interview since President Trump left office will air at 11 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow on Fox with Harris Faulkner. It's going to be a good one. But guys, everybody's coming back out from hiding, out from the silence. And guys, when that happens and you start seeing everybody we were used to seeing in the Trump administration, Trump's back on mainstream media, it's over. They're going to reach the American people. Look at how much support they've gained just from his followers with silence. Wait until they're talking again, like Trump did last night or yesterday. So, thought that was interesting. She's coming back out. And a couple more things real quick, too, that I wanted to show you all. And there's actually some news in some of this. This is old news. This is something I had talked about in some of my older shows, that Trump had requested 10,000 National Guard troops at the U.S. Capitol ahead of the January 6th rally, and the warning was reportedly passed along to leaders at the Capitol, including House Speaker Pelosi. This is per Fox News today. And Disclosed TV posted it at 12:53. So now this is common knowledge, right? This is mainstream media news. Now what does Nancy have to hide behind? When Trump offered her 10,000 troops, and they didn't even have enough Capitol Police there to take care of business. It was her sole responsibility and duty to make sure that the Capitol security was where it needed to be. And they even had intel a day or two before this was to happen. But they still declined the troops. They still didn't have enough police. You can't have too many police if you're going to let them all in, because there might actually be some police officers in there that might actually do their job, right? So only a select few were needed, to be honest, in my opinion. That's the way that Pelosi saw it when she told Trump that she didn't need his 10,000 troops to help protect the Capitol building. Now Cuomo's in even hotter water because a third woman accuses New York Governor Cuomo of sexual harassment, and she claims he made unwanted advances at a wedding and asked, "Can I kiss you?" I don't know if y'all read Cuomo's response to the allegations brought forth, but he very I don't know the word that I'm looking for, but demeaningly apologized. Is that even, can I even say that? So demeaningly, is that a word? He was demeaning in his apology to these women that they misunderstood him. Well, misunderstand, can I kiss you? Right? There's no misunderstanding in what your intentions are, Mr. Cuomo. Yeah, that dude's in deep doo-doo. Deep doo-doo. Check this out. Trump had more than 31 million viewers watch his speech that he was an hour and 7 minutes late for, still had 31 million viewers watch his speech live on social media. You really think Biden won this election, ladies and gentlemen? If there's anybody out there who can tell me that Biden can pull 31 million of anything besides Ukraine's money, I'll buy you a steak dinner. How about that? $31 million viewers live on social media. Insane. That's what I'm saying. No way. No way Biden's pulling that out of his hat. Ever. Because you've got that guy pulling 31 million viewers. But here's your boy Biden. Facebook's trying to take this photo down, so figured we'd get it up here on YouTube. That guy's a disgrace. The devil's got a hold of that guy. And for y'all that missed it, and for y'all that said I didn't see the Q sign, I didn't see 17, I didn't hear anything, watch it again. One more time. Hey, there's the Q. And again. So I hope y'all have had a chance. I haven't even had a chance to go back and watch the entire thing from beginning to end. So I'm actually glad that some of you all have sent me the transcripts of the speech so that I can read it. I can really pick that apart at that point, but I do plan on watching it again. But I'm sure some of y'all have caught more. What did y'all see? What did you all see? And let me address this as well. So I've seen people in this chat give me grief over this little vape pen right here, and say, no, it's still smoking. You're inhaling it in your lungs. I smoked for 23 years, and I'm 35. If that tells you anything. So this is the only thing that's kept me off cigarettes for the past almost 2 years. And yeah, if you see me puffing on this thing, I'm in a totally separate room. It's vapor. It dissipates literally in midair. So yeah, I vape in my house, not around my kids, but in the other rooms or outside. And you'll see me doing it on this show until I finally put them down, which is going to be real soon. They're expensive, and I'll just say that hopefully we're about to move on a golf course, and I'm going to want to play a lot more golf than I want to buy e-cigs. I'll try and catch some of your guys' posts and comments. Like I said, I've been slacking, no doubt about that. But I will try and get into some of these videos and stuff that y'all sent me. But here's another thing that I just want everybody to realize, okay? If I don't get to your comments, if I don't get to your video or your message, I've said it before, and it's actually gotten worse as far as me being able to get to everyone because there's more people. Our channel and movement is growing, but I literally don't have the capability or time. There's not enough time in the day for me to hit everybody's comments or posts or messenger. You got me, and I can't do all of that by myself. So I'm sorry. And your comments and your sometimes I even get to read them. I just can't respond to all of them, right? So don't think that I'm not reading comments. I do. And sometimes I just have to throw some likes at it, even though I might want to put a heart on it. It's just because I have to try and get to everybody at some point. That was pretty interesting to me too, Shelly Todd, and I think some other people have brought it up, that there was no gold fringe on the flag, and that the eagle was on top of it. At every other CPAC that Trump was at, he did have gold fringe on the flag. We all know that he had it on the 17 flags outside by Air Force One when he was leaving Washington. And last night there was no gold fringe. I would love to sit here and tell you why exactly that is, but there are so many suggestions to that, and I don't know the correct answer just off the top of my head. I know that it does have meaning. A lot of people argue that it does have no meaning. It doesn't have any meaning, that it can be used decoratively on the flag. Symbolically, I think it meant something. So maybe some of you all can educate me on that. Lisa Baines, yeah, it does. It takes somebody with some strong willpower to stop smoking cigarettes. You're dang right it does. I mean, I hate to admit it, and I've said this before too, but when my twins were born, I told myself that's it, and I still couldn't do it. That's how strong nicotine is. Like if you haven't been addicted to it, like, you can't speak on the matter. Sorry, you can't. My wife tries to all the time. Just quit. Just stop. It's not that easy. So, I did. It took me many attempts of trying to quit before I was actually somewhat successful. Still have these. I still feel successful that I haven't touched tobacco in almost 2 years. But yeah, these are hard to quit too. Not gonna lie. It's still got the nicotine in it. Sherry Wampler, however you say your last name. I'm sorry if I butchered it, but you're a smoker and have tried and can't. Well, let me tell you this. If you think you can't, you're right. If you think you can, you're right. So it's really in your head. All of it's in your head. It takes about 7 days of doing something daily to create a habit. You just got to get through the 4 days of losing the nicotine in your body, which I have not done, in about 7 days to start a new habit. Okay? So if your habit's going to be chewing bubble gum or whatever you're going to do, just get through those 7 days. You'll be all right. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still want to. I could go. I don't have near the urge to anymore. But every once in a while, I've even dreamed about it, and woke up feeling guilty as can be, of smoking a cigarette in my dream. Okay. But yeah, I've talked to people that have quit for 30 plus years and say they still every day they want a cigarette. It's a non, it never stops. I know smoking's your nerve pill. That's why I still do this. It's my nerve pill. I tell you what though, if you quit using tobacco, you will not regret it. I mean, night and day, complete 360, 180, I guess. Now we're on the topic of smoking on Anthony's The Patriots Corner. Sorry about that, guys. Little tangent. Please explain the connection between Kim Clement's prophecy and the golden statue of Trump. So here's the deal. I don't know if the gold statue of Trump is actually what his prophecy was, but man, that's like as close as I think you could get. There were some other theories that I had in mind, but none of that happened. Um, and somebody in chat let me know, was the Golden Globes held in California? I'm assuming they were. Did anybody watch the Golden Globes? Because, see, when Kim Clement was giving those prophecies, he mentions California. You know, there was multiple things that he was mentioning at that point of his prophecy. Um, when he was talking about gold and a small statue, um, California, it, I was thinking Golden Globes. You know, that sounded pretty spot on to me. But then here's this statue of Trump, golden statue of Trump, and I'm like, well, that's that might beat out the Golden Globe Awards as far as what he may have been talking about. But that's the reference to it. So I can't give you the whole prophecy because I haven't memorized it. I've watched it a few times. I should know it. But go back on my Facebook page. It's on there. I mean, you might have to scroll down 20, 30 posts or something, but you'll see it. I've put it up, and we even had it on the show just a couple nights ago or a few nights ago. So go back in the videos on my YouTube channel and make sure you've watched them all, because we do talk about that, and we do show that Kim Clement prophecy. And it's deep. It's deep, guys. Like, I'm a prove it to me kind of guy. And his prophecies are coming true to a T. What happens after 19 days? So Trump's Presidential Act of 2019 expires in 19 days on the 20th. It'll make 60 days past the inauguration, which by his executive order gives him control of the military for up to 60 days after the inauguration. And the reason that was put in place was so that, which we all know it is, in case they were corrupt, Trump would still have the military to take back the republic. And that's coming, folks. I really do believe so, because if he doesn't do it, then we're going to do it. It's literally that cut and dry. If he doesn't do it, we're going to do it. I mean, if you want to argue that with me, I don't know what you're going to argue on it on, but that's the only two ways I see this thing going down. Okay? Yeah, no doubt. Somebody take down the Hollywood sign. Somebody said I'm from California too. Hey, from California. Glad to see you in here with some common sense, okay? Don't let listen. Everybody everywhere else thinks that us here in Kentucky only have 3 teeth, um, and that we wear overalls and suspenders without shirts on, and we're all hillbillies. Now, not everybody in California is an extreme leftist. Okay, so I'm glad to see you in the chat. But then directly after that, somebody said, "Take the Hollywood sign down." Need to. Hollywood is an absolute disgrace for what they've done. Why hasn't Biden had a State of the Union address? Because I don't think he's the legitimate president. That's why. Can't give a State of the Union address if you're not the president. That's why Trump did it yesterday, the last day of February. I do have well, not all my teeth. I've had my wisdom teeth taken out, and I think I've had a couple molars when I was younger that I had pulled, but my other teeth have grown in. You can't really tell. Yeah, Kim. So those are very pretty much well known snippets from Trump's speech. Biden lost the White House. Future First Lady. Guys, he was dropping you breadcrumbs out of a sack after about the first hour. Okay, they were all over the place. Go watch it again. Yes, I mean, again, Trump does not say anything that he doesn't intentionally mean to say to you. If he says that Biden's lost the White House or they've lost the White House, he means they've lost the White House. Period. I mean, you don't come out that openly about saying it, even if it's in passing and quick. He meant it. I promise you he did. Nasara, we've hit on that. It's kind of hard to just hit on Nasara real quick. There's a lot of explanation that needs to be done with Nasara, and I may not even done a good enough job the last time we talked about it. But I think Nasara is the answer. It's the only logical direction we can move as a nation and as the entire world if we want to get out of the corruption of the Federal Reserve, the Vatican's, their banks, the Bank of London. I mean, all of them. They're all corrupt. And Nasara would absolutely be an answer to that. Tribunals? Question mark. It's the only thing left. Everybody that has, I guess, allowed what has happened to happen or helped, it's all treasonous. And the only way that you're going to round them all up and put them through a justice system will be through military tribunals. Do I think they'll happen? They sure as hell better. Or again, it'll be the civilian tribunals. And trust me, they want the military tribunals before they want the civilian tribunals. I believe so too, Shelley. I believe there are some tribunals going on. But we want to see the big dogs. We need some proof. Again, I'm seeing Nasara. The best advice I could give you is go literally what just go on YouTube and look up Nasara Jasara and watch on it. It'll explain it to you way better than I could. Why aren't I answering any questions? Um, because there's a lot of questions. And there's no, I mean, literally by the time I get done answering one question, two or three screens have went by of questions. I'm trying to get to you guys. What's with the 120 days? 120 days of what? There's 60 days. That 60 days is the presidential act. Oh, excuse me, almost fell. Presidential act. My chair rolled out from underneath me. Of 2019. Y'all about got a laugh tonight. I about biffed it. What is this Human Rights Tribunal dot international? I have to check that out, Barb. I'm actually gonna copy that right now and get it in here so that I know what it is. Is that .com? It says it can't be reached. So it's not a website. I haven't even. I honestly, somebody asked, "Do you believe and trust the list going around about military tribunals for arrest and execution of deep state in Hollywood? Do I believe and trust them? I haven't seen and maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm not paying close enough attention, but I haven't. And here's another thing. First off, I haven't even looked at them because I already know 90% of the people that are going to have to be on that list. And I'm really only worried about, I say a select few, it's a lot, but a select few. I'm more at this point worried about not only just the child sex traffickers, the pedophiles, the people that need to be out. Those are definitely a group that I want out. But right now I'm looking at Congress. Okay, I'm looking at the Capitol building, the presidency. These are the things on my mind. Yeah, there's a lot of overt or covert action going on right now with smaller players. I believe a lot of them have been arrested, put on house arrest, taken to Guantanamo Bay. Yeah, for sure. Do I trust the list? I don't know. I'll trust the list when I start seeing them, when it goes overt and I start seeing them go to jail. I mean, we're going to have something to hold on to, right? So I can't say for sure that I trust them or don't trust them. There's a lot of stuff going around the internet right now. And again, the whole point of me opening up my Facebook to everybody was so that everybody could really just control the news. I mean, enough people start fact checking, literally, really fact checking. I'm not talking about Facebook fact checking. I'm talking about everybody digging in and doing some research on some subjects and some questions. We end up finding the answer, but there is a lot going around right now, and it'll make your head spin. So I can't say for sure that I believe it and I trust it. I haven't even looked into it that much. I want to see Biden out. That's what I'm worried about right now. Kamala out. Pelosi out. Schumer out. I'm looking for big dogs, and that's what my mindset's on. Everybody else is going to fall in the interim, okay? And I love seeing it come across my news feed. I love seeing it come across the news that these people are actually being dealt with. Yeah, Brad's going live at 10:45. Actually, just got off the phone with him right before our live. It was good to talk to him. I hadn't talked to him in a while. When's my closing date? So I know when you'll be MIA, and don't worry. So here's the big thing. Y'all are going to have to bear with me. I will be in and out of this a little more than I usually am. I'm usually live every other day. Might take a couple days here and there, but I'm still planning on doing that. But there are going to be days that I might expect to go live that I'm not going to be able to, because we are. We are absolutely going to have to do the flight of the bumblebees, getting our house emptied, ready to be sold, construction work done to the house. When I say construction, just getting a few things done to our house to get it ready to sell, moving into the new home an hour away, and going back and forth. So you're going to have to bear with me. There's going to be days where I don't make it on. Don't think I've left you. Don't think I'm done. But once we get settled in, because there's going to come a time, guys, where I'm going to have to take down my entire computer setup and move it. So it's going to take me a good 2 days to set all this back up in the new home. It's a lot, and get everything the way I want it. So, guys, it was really cool just kind of talking with some of you all, looking at your comments, listening to your questions, trying to answer them the best that I can. And it's been an awesome night to just be able to do that and not have to literally, try and stick on one subject or two subjects of big news that happened for the day. So, guys, we're going to, sorry, I'm just reading. We're going to end tonight in prayer. If you'd like to, you can pray along. If not, that's okay. As many of you know, I'm trying my darndest to pray more out loud. And this has really helped. I'm not going to lie. I've prayed more out loud in the last month than I ever have. So it's been really good for me and for my faith, and hopefully for a lot of yours. So bow with me if you'd like. Dear God, we come to you tonight as a group of patriots, as a group of people that want nothing more than the best for this country, for it to be ran with common sense, with you in our schools, with you in our government buildings, with you on our dollar bill, with you on everything. That's what our country was founded off of. That's what it needs to remain. And know that with the evil that's in this world, not everybody wants to denounce your name. We praise your name. We praise what you stand for. We praise what you've done for our sins, for our people. And we really just pray that you will rid us of this evil that has crept its way into your country, into your nation, into your people's living rooms, literally, through mainstream media, through social media, through everything. They've infiltrated us. And I hope that you'll rid us of it We know you're working through Trump. We know you're working through the Republican Party, and we appreciate you for that. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Love you guys. Thank you for spending some time with me tonight. And I'm just going to keep doing what I can do to keep you updated on what I'm seeing. And let you guys decide what's real, what's not real. Fact check each other. Fact check the news. Do your research. It's the only thing we got left, guys. If we don't start looking through the smoke and mirrors that has been built around us, we will fall. I promise you that. We will fall. We will be divided, and this country will be no more. So as a patriot, get involved. Get involved with your community. Get involved with your local government. Run for state government, county government, whatever you need to do. Let your voice be heard. Even just showing up. Just show up to some of your local government events and stand up and speak. That's what we need today. It's not just about social media. It's way more powerful if you show up in person. I plan on showing up to some of our events. I want to know what they're doing. What are your plans moving forward if this doesn't all pan out the way we want it to? Because if we don't have a contingency plan, if we don't have something in place, we will fall. So good night, everybody. Thank you for spending time with me tonight. We'll see you next time.